wants you. We can bring it on the floor. Never danced like this before. We don't talk about it.
Hey guys, what's cracking? We are back today. So this is different. This is a post-com. For those who didn't know, I had some problems with the location of my laptop over the past week and a half, maybe I should say. So regardless, I was not able to record, and if you haven't noticed, all my videos have been coming out rapid fire. So this is actually the first video I am now recording back from my training trip. Can't tell, I look pretty good. I'm looking fresh. But regardless, so normally I'm not a big fan of post-coms, to be honest, just because, sorry about that, I'm not a big fan of post-coms, just being honest, because normally I find that post-coms are not as engaging as terms of content. I don't enjoy watching them personally, so and that kind of translates to me not enjoying to make them. I feel like just post-commentary isn't as engaging with the audience. I don't know, it's not the live action. I feel like it's something that I enjoy, so I hope my viewers enjoy for my channel. So I should avoid doing this, but for these extenuating circumstances, I wasn't able to do this, so I had to play this on a friend's computer. So I had to scramble together the team. The battle had to happen. Week 2 was on a timetable, and I was going to miss it by the time I was going to have my laptop back. So unfortunately, here we are. So I'm sorry if you guys don't like this, the post-com format. Please forgive me this once. I'll try to do my best to never let it happen again. I'm really sorry. Like, I don't know. The thing about 2020 hindsight is the thing about post-com. You know, like, well, yes, everything is clear in hindsight, and therefore sometimes people learn better looking back on the battles. But I just feel like it's not as fun. You know what I'm saying? So, all right. Let's get into it. I wanted to do the face cam just because, and I really wanted to commit to recording this season, which is something I've been bad about in Season 3. So I'm definitely going to record this entire season. So I really wanted to make sure this battle got out. Also, it was a cool battle, and we're going to go over that. So I had to scramble together my team from memory because I didn't even have recording. I had to remember all the EV plans that I had, and for the most part, it went all right. Unfortunately, I messed up something, and something went even better the second time around, which was cool, and obviously, like, we'll see. I'm not going to spoil the result of the battle yet, so if you don't already know, probably already know, I don't know, but regardless, I'm going to post up this video. So this is the Week 2 battle against the Calgary Hydro Cannons. It was a division match, I believe. I think it was a division match against Abda, who's the coach of the Calgary Hydro Cannons. And as usual, I went over most of his team in the team builder, but I'm just gonna, because something's changed, and always is what I do in my usual battles. I'm just going to quickly recap the team. So we got Taylor Glow 3 attacks Manaphy with Wakanberry to take. It was, what was it? Magnezone, a hit from Magnezone, just because I wanted to be able to take a hit from Magnezone. We got Metachan with Drain Punch just to not messing around with high jump kick misses, plus recovery, plus no worries about fake out. Oh, sorry, no priority though, which is strange because Metachan likes to have priority, but I decided not to, and I decided to run both. Instead, I decided to run both Zen Headbutt and Poison Jab, which was a change. I think was a change from the team builder. I think in the team builder I was deciding between those two moves, and in the final items, having both and getting rid of whatever priority move I was running, which you'll see was good. It was a good decision on my part. We got Rocky Helmet Speedy Garchomp, so basically bulky support chomp. So it's EV to outspeed Nidoking with SD and Toxic to essentially just be a fantastic stall breaker. We got Reuniclus, who I messed up the speed EVs on, unfortunately, which ended up affecting the game quite a lot, if I do say so myself. But such is the way it works. Water. With that in mind, some other members of the team was so we had Snorlax, Assault Vest Snorlax to be specific. Actually, I didn't go over moves or what it had. Energy Ball, Psyshock, Physically Defensive, Life Orb. Yeah, that was what it was. That's what I decided on. EVs, I went for Life Orb just to guarantee some kills on Slowbro, which didn't work out as well as I wanted, but you'll see. Snorlax with Assault Vest. basically just to be my switch into Sylveon. That was literally all I needed. And finally, Xatu. Now, Xatu. Turns out, I switched in Xatu on my team in the last second. I switched Xatu in for, I think it was Claydol, because Xatu, I thought, learned Defog, but for some reason, I couldn't get Defog to work on this set, which was happened right before the battle, and I was panicking. I was like, you know, because, like, I don't know, I didn't know what to do. I was like, oh crap, my team's not working, what do I do? I'm usually pretty good at having my team work. So all of a sudden, Xatu doesn't learn Defog. Also, by the way, it was making me highly question having Xatu on my team, because I'm having it kind of as a defogger. So Xatu is kind of just a magic mouse right now, so I'm going to have to be wary of that, or figure out what sets work with defogger, or something like that. Regardless, I ended up switching out a move in for defog at the last second. I was like, what am I going to do? I don't know what I'm going to do. And I decided didn't need any more attacks, already had Roost. Defog is a utility move, so I might as well stick in another utility move. Only thing I could think of was Haze, which it learned. So I taught Xatu Haze, because why not? Didn't think it would come in handy. So we'll see what happens, right? Some of you might already know what happens. Without further ado, let's, one sec. Let's get into this battle now. Sorry if that was a really long intro, but I just had a lot to go over there. So let's get into it. Alright, so right off the team matchup, I wanted to note that there was no Levani. So the reason I brought Xatu originally was to Sticky Web's Levani, and that didn't work out. Also, something I'm going to try to do is like think as in turn as I was thinking at that moment, because I don't want to like say like, oh, in hindsight this at the beginning of the battle, while the battle's happening. So I want to say like what was my thought process. At this turn, the biggest thing that I saw was no Levani. So I was like, crap, Xatu's going to be dead weight in this battle. That was my first thought when I saw it. I was like, oh no, like this is I'm already basically 5'6". We'll see what happens, but I also saw that, you know, Reuniclus, this is a team that Reuniclus, if it sets up well, can walk through. And also the other thing that I noticed was Garchomp, if it sets up well, can walk through. So I had two threats right off the bat. I also had Manaphy, I knew, who also, well, it was threatened by mainly Magnezone, who I was afraid of a Choice Scarf on, Magnezone and Tauros, where I got outspeed, and I couldn't really touch Blissey. Manaphy could also have some moments in the battle. Snorlax didn't look like it was going to be super useful. Although, I guess, in hindsight, actually, Snorlax might have been useful, but I wasn't going to prioritize using Snorlax in this battle. And you'll see that kind of folded up my gameplay. I was like, this isn't a battle where Snorlax is going to be helpful, especially because, as we saw pretty early on, I'll mute this, this Magnezone, right off turn 1, which is why I said we'll see really quick, Magnezone was Air Balloon. So, Snorlax and Garchomp couldn't even touch this thing, which sucked. But, as a result, on turn 1, I think I clicked Stealth Rocks. So actually I went into Snorlax. So I wanted to take, I should have watched that. I wanted to take the Flash Cannon. So that was a good call as far as like switching to something that could take the hit. I think what I was thinking, was I wanted to keep Garchomp healthy, to take on Tauros, and also to outspeed Nidoking. And then also like just have more vitality for the battle. Garchomp literally all it was going to do was set up rocks. In hindsight, maybe setting up rocks would have been cool there, but it's fine. I'm trying to avoid saying that. I'm stupid. But he goes for the Volt Switch. And he switches into this thing, Tauros, which is a really strong attacker with Sheer Force, Life Orb. And I was like, damn, I gotta get out of here. So I switched into Tank Chomp, which was exclusive. Oh, I don't switch. I clicked Body Slam, obviously, because I was on the thing to pop its balloon. So I switched straight out. He takes the Double Edge. Does a pretty solid amount of damage, but he does a lot of damage back to himself. Like that's like what? Almost like that looks like a solid like 55% damage to itself. Unfortunately, what happened here was Abdo was smart and ran Ice Beam on his Tauros just to beat Garchomp, which was awesome. Like, really big props to him actually for that. That was good team prep right off the bat. It was something I was unprepared for, and unfortunately Garchomp no longer able to do any work. Rocks are never up on the field for the battle, I guess. That's unfortunate. That was really unfortunate for me actually, and put me in a tough spot. But I go into Medicham just because I wanted to maintain offensive pressure. This is something I actually do a lot in OU. As far as when I don't know what to go into, I go into Medicham because like it's not always a great strategy, but there are certain games where that's like the strategy, because Medicham is a Pokemon that applies so much offensive pressure. It's just so powerful, and so like it also has the coverage to utilize it. So 9 times out of 10, Medicham's gonna mess me up. I also know that he was fearing the fake out here, so I'm pretty sure he switches out into. Oh, he doesn't switch out, but I take the hit on Medicham, right? So I end up killing this thing. So I knew I could take a hit. But I know he goes out. Oh, I'm positive he goes out into slow row here. He brings out his slow row, not a rower. So unfortunately, slow. I bring out Reuniclus, and the Calm Mind War begins. So this was a battle I thought I had in the bag, because I thought I had EV'd correctly. I had not. I forgot to put stuff into speed. I forgot to check the speed stats, because turns out these two Pokemon tie, which was unfortunate because we kept setting up, and I unfortunately realized too late on this turn where I finally realized, crap, this is actually a speed tie. So it means that this is not going to be a reliable way to keep, like, this is not going to be a good fight for me to be in. Not good. Just because this means it's going to come out of luck. So fortunately, I'm able to get a Calm Mind up here, and then I think I win this speed time next turn. Well, I might not. Yeah, I don't. And then I am able to take one and recover, I remember. But then I just have to go for Energy Ball here, I realized, I think, at some point. Because I am running Energy Ball, but I have to go quick Energy Ball because at this point he's getting me down. I'm very scared of the crit here. Unfortunately, he does get that speed tie, and that speed tie was very decisive, as my Energy Ball can't get a crit, obviously, with Battle Armor, or Shell Armor, or whatever, and he does win that speed tie. So everyone thought it was over here. For a minute, I thought it was over. I mean, if you look at if you ever see the chat, I know it's not on the screen right now, but this was the point in the battle where I thought the game is done. One sec, like, let me do that. Yeah, this was the point in the battle where I thought the game was over, because this is a +4 mega slow, +6 mega slower on the field. What do? And I was sitting there for a couple minutes, and I was like, man, I talked myself up a lot this season, thinking I had this in the bag. And I know everybody in the game and watching this battle had thought Crack already lost, and I was like, not today, because in my somehow incredible foresight, without having any just random luck, honestly, Defog didn't work on Xatu, and I had Hey Xatu. Boom. So I see that play, and I hone in, and I go for it, and Xatu comes out, and the game is not over. I go for the Haze, and it is not over. The Shadow Ball does not kill. Xatu is able to, I think, actually able to. I switch out here. I go into Manaphy. I Tail Glow up, or actually, I don't even Tail Glow up. I think, yeah, I Tail Glow up. I click Energy Ball, and people were saying this was a questionable play because he does end up sacking his He does sack his Slowbro here. However, people were saying that was a questionable play, and I don't know if it was. Yes, he could have switched into Blissey, but that also would not going to be a great play, because I had a couple Pokemon on my team now that switched into Blissey really well, being Xatu and, as you end up seeing later in the battle, Xatu and Snorlax. Blissey, like, doesn't, it's threatening, yes, but he had Pokemon that, like, the thing is, if he, people kept saying, oh, he should have switched out, he should have saved his Slowbro, he should have saved his Slowbro. What you have to realize, if that's not how the game works in hindsight, like, you think you can say that and you really can't all the time, because, okay, if he hadn't sacked a Slowbro, what are you going to do? He has to go into Blissey. Sylveon can't take that hit and then take a Scald super well, because it was Specs. It wasn't even Spadef. So it was Specs, which is a great spread. I love it, but it's not going to work in this case. I'm going to tell you that right off the bat. So, what does that mean? He goes into Blissey, I bring in Snorlax, let's say, or I bring in Xatu, and all of a sudden, he has to switch out again. And now he's in a situation where I start whittling him down, because the other thing is I'm running HP Ground on my Xatu, which he doesn't know, but I know. So the thing is, like, yes, saving his Slowbro was gonna make a difference. No, it was not. Like, he switches out, I switch out, then he's in an even worse position than he would have been leaving it in, because now he can bring in Blissey and, like, bring in Blissey or Sylveon for free, which I think is what he proceeds to do, as opposed to taking a hit, which puts me in a better situation. Like, I don't. It bothers me a lot when people say, like, people talk about the game like they know so much better in hindsight, because like of course you know better in hindsight, but also you don't know how the game was gonna go if that hadn't happened. So it's, like, don't talk crap about that stuff like that. Like, that was not the game deciding moment in my opinion. Like, there is no game deciding moment. Almost, there's actually that's not true. Game deciding moments are very rarely decided by skill, because if you're skilled, there's no game deciding moment. I stand by that, actually. I like that. Game deciding moments are very rarely decided by skill, because a skilled player can very often come out of any bad situation and turn what would have been a game deciding moment, what people call that, like, turn it around. I've done it many times, many players have done it many times. It's crits, hacks, unfortunate things, they are part of the heart of the game, but those decide games in unfair ways, and those are decide games, because a skilled player can play around a lot of things. They can't play around hacks. Nobody can control it, nobody can play around it. You can play around things you can control. You can't play around things you can't control. So, like, that was a big tangent, I know, but this is something that kind of has been upsetting me. People keep saying he would have switched out and he should have saved his slow bro, he would have been fine. No, he would not have, because this game was already over. This game, I already knew I had it in the bag, like, at this point. Because all I had to do was go into Xatu here, bounce back whatever he was about to go for, because he had to go over something like that. There's no way he was going to start taking seismic toss when all my tail glows. So he obviously going to switch out. I just click Roost. At this point, Xatu doesn't even matter anymore. I can just start clicking Air Slash. Like, this game was not... Saving Snorlax would not have done him any good. And while these flinches are kind of unfortunate, like, I think I got 3, like, flinches. Like, they honestly just didn't even matter. Because, yes, Hyper Voice kills, but I had Poison Jab on Metacham in the back. So, I get off the Poison Jab, and I think he goes into Blissey next, which, unless Drain Punch wasn't going to kill that Magnezone somehow, that was a bad play, actually, but the game was already over. So, with the situation with Runix, this was unfortunate. Sacking off his Metacham, sacking off his Slowbro was not his, it's unfair to criticize him for that, because I think Abda's a great player, actually. It's unfair to criticize him for saying he should have saved it, because, like, okay, so what if he had saved it? Like, then what, the game could have gone completely differently. But you can't judge it fairly, being like, then maybe he would have won. Like, maybe, but no, that wasn't a game-deciding moment. I don't know how much that made sense. It's just my opinion on the matter. I just think it bothers me when people say, like, oh, one turn going differently. It's like, no, if you are a good player, one turn should not decide the match. If you are a good player, one turn does not decide the match. Unless it's like your last Pokemon that kills, like, Blissey. Like, let's say the only Pokemon that kills Chansey on an OU game is, like, Mega Metacham, and you lose Mega Metacham, then you might have lost. But, like, that's different. That's, like, something that you can no longer control. So, that was the battle. It was a clean 3-0. People, I hope, one thing I hope this battle taught people about me is that don't say it's over till it's over, because everyone thought that +4 Slowbro was going to mess me up. And yes, it was lucky that I had haste. It wasn't entirely skill-based, it was lucky. But don't say it's over till it's over. Yeah. Because, you know, you never know. There's always a comeback in the cards. I am a firm believer in playing games all the way through, just because there's always a comeback in the cards. Like, there's always a way to do it. There's always a way to pull it off. Play a game through. Never give up on a game, because if the second you give up on the game, then it's over. That's when it's over. Like, you have to take every turn one by one. Think, what is my blessed play? What's going to be my win condition? How am I going to get there? Then that's like the next level in terms of playing Pokemon. That's where you got to get to, like, to the point where you can take a losing situation like that and not give up on it, because you can start formulating. That's part of this concept called adaptive win condition, which is changing your win condition based on the situation of the game changing, obviously. And that's something that, like, I feel like a lot of good players have a grasp on. A lot of lower tier players don't have a grasp on. But I digress. Season 4, Week 2 against the Calgary Hydro Cannons. Boston Bisharps prevailed. We had a great battle. It was a great game by Abda, no doubt. He did put up a solid fight. It was scary. Like, I'm not gonna lie and say like I sound like probably pretty cocky by saying like the game was like, don't say the game was over. It wasn't, but he did have a good set there. Like, he had me in a good spot. It was just like it came down to like team preparation worked out there. So he props to him. That ice beam on Tauros was great. Props to that. I dug that. Unfortunately, didn't get to see like half of his team. What that was Spec Sylveon, and then like I didn't get to see like the rest of his team really. Like I saw one attack per Pokemon literally. Like Hyper Voice. I saw Volt Switch. I saw Thunder Wave, Poison Jab, Double Edge Ice. The sets that I saw were cool, which I thought was really I really respected. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, rate, subscribe, all that good stuff. I really appreciate it. Sorry that these videos have been so rapid fire if you aren't enjoying that. I promise I'm trying to get back into it. Fire Red Randomizer Nuzlocke, probably getting uploaded tomorrow. So look forward to that. But stay tuned. Next week we are playing the Florida for Alligators, who are part of whatever the blue color division is. Should be exciting. They're a good player. We played them in Season 2 twice. They were in our division, and both times we scraped away with close 1-0 wins because thank God for Pinsir. But what's so scary about this battle is Pinsir's now against us. Can the Boston Bisharps prep for what was once their greatest threat? We'll see. Only time will tell. I'm nervous. It's probably, I will say, the first battle of the season that like I really feel like I might lose. Like, I feel like even going in with good prep, it's gonna be tough. Like, you know, like all of these battles I've been taking very seriously, and they were all good fights. But this one is like team matchup, not my favorite. If you saw the recaps, I was not predicted to win by Marionette. Hopefully, gonna be able to prove him wrong. Who knows? But we're gonna go all in. I'm taking this season seriously. I love doing that. But yeah, what did I say? I said like, comment, rate, subscribe. I said all that good stuff. Stay tuned for the next video. Boston Bisharps on the warpath. Said it once, I'll say it again. See you guys later. Kraken Nation out.